Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Caesar. Hope you're having a great day today. Welcome back to City Skylines 2, and of course, here in Hidden County. I'm super excited to be back. This is pretty much recording it right after the last episode you guys, I think at this point, have already watched, or I'm not exactly sure what the upload time is, but it's kind of ironic. This is like the most attractive build I've ever attempted, and, you know, I hope this is not like a foreshadow of what's to come, because this whole forest that was here burnt down, and now there's a tornado in the background. Today we're gonna rebuild this neighborhood here. We're also gonna move our farms, and we're gonna do a little bit of finishing some of the decorations and stuff like that over here that we didn't finish yesterday, but it's definitely something that I probably should have. It just kind of ran out of time. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. It helps out a ton. And yeah, let's just get into this. So now, the reason I'm rebuilding this neighborhood is I don't like how this just looks like somebody just went through and grabbed the whole zoning tool and just gridded in, like zoned in an entire block and then left it. That's kind of how it looks, right? And over here, it looks like, you know, we left space, I guess over here mainly, we left space for pathways and alleyways and things like that. And it's stuff I wanted to do all over the city. And it's something I didn't allow myself space for. So that's something I want to fix today. And that's what we're going to do. Now, our economy is in a pretty good place right now. We're making about $14,000 an hour, but we're about to mess all of that up completely in order to make this happen. Now, here's how we're going to do this, okay? We're going to introduce actual lot sizes that are going to kind of make this a little bit easier to do. So we're going to go ahead and just dezone all of this for now. And then we're going to zone this in kind of sections, right? So instead of all the way through, you know, the half mark at 5, so each house has 5 units in for depth, we're going to go 4 on each and leave a bit of space behind every single house so that we can zone in. So that we can do some terrain, some path work and things like that, right? And that way it'll look a little bit more attractive and feel just a little bit nicer. And I know it's probably weird to be destroying a bunch of houses just to get this done, but we're still so early in the build that I think this is the right time to do this before we get so far in that it wouldn't make sense to tear down an entire neighborhood, which obviously it probably never is a good idea to tear down an entire neighborhood, but it's something I want to do. And that's why we're doing it. And it's also going to help with a little bit of the terrain issues we're seeing on some of these lots. That's only because these lots are just kind of massive. What's going on here? I think I see what's going on. So I think this right here will fix that. There we go. And we'll just remove that house. Let those build in, and then we'll go ahead and do that. And that'll be good to go. All the houses are facing the correct way. They're still filling in where they're supposed to, which is very, very good. Over here, there's a couple of empty spots, but I think they'll fill in as needed. But our population took a major dive, but we're starting to recover our economy. We were losing money for a little bit there because there was nobody here living here. Traffic was kind of intense for a second there too, but it seems like everything has rebalanced itself for the most part, and we're back kind of where we were. I'm going to turn down the cloud coverage a little bit because it's kind of intense right now. Let's, cloud coverage. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of those clouds. Just, we'll leave some clouds like that, but it was kind of intense there. It was getting kind of dark. And, okay. Now we got to start kind of planning out what we're going to do for in between these properties. And I think we're going to just kind of something easy. We're going to go with just a bit of pathing, honestly. There we go. I want to see why a couple of these houses aren't building in. Maybe there's some weird zoning issue. And looks like zoning's completely fine. I guess it might be a little bit kind of broken here because of the placement of this house. If I move this house over, will this allow new homes to build here? Why is nothing building here? Come on, game. Let's do that. Is that going to build? No. I've had this issue before where there's certain sections of zoning that just homes won't build. I never understood why it does that. There has to be a reason, right? It might be a weird path. There's already a path that I forgot here. You can already see that there. Let's get rid of that. What if we do something like this, right? Draw a little bit of that. Ah, there we go. The zoning was facing the completely wrong way, and now it's good to go. Let's get rid of that path on the inside there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. That'll build up on its own nicely. Let's get rid of zoning there and there. And then I think we'll just draw paths all the way through here. Just like this. And then homes should build in correctly now. Well, I guess once we actually put in the zoning, that would make a little bit more sense. Let's go ahead and do that. Just like that, those come in nicely. We'll get rid of this. And the way we remedy anything else that looks kind of funky, we get a little bit of trees and we make it look kind of nice on its own. So let's go into our trees here. The chestnuts, it's not too big of a tree. Let's do a couple of chestnuts here and here. And then I think we'll just, sprinkle in a couple of random trees in between. I think it'll look nice overall when it's done. All right, next thing we're going to do is move over here to our police station or our public services campus. Well, kind of. We will, but like first I want to come over here to the school. We left the space yesterday to build the extra classrooms, and I completely forgot about those. But the reason I came over here now is because our classrooms are completely full. Also, our high school is also completely full. Why is our high school completely full? No way that high school only holds 200 kids by default, right? Because we have... This holds 400. This holds 800. Is that mod not working? The school capacity balancer? We just a 500% see if this works real quick. That does work. But the high school doesn't work for some reason. Oh, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting, if I'm being honest. Maybe it's something we have to look at. Maybe there's another mod that does... Oh, right here. Duh. Okay, let's... Okay. We'll leave this back to the balance numbers, and then we'll take this to probably 150. Just like that. Just to provide a little bit more classrooms. I didn't build enough space here for any extensions of classrooms, so this is going to get really, really bad really, really quickly. And we'll have to make decisions here. And honestly, what we could do is probably get a classroom and go across the street. But I don't know how to feel about a classroom across the street. I feel like that feels kind of weird. Maybe removing the basketball courts would be a good idea. The tennis courts, maybe. We don't really have empty space. Maybe in here? But I hate that you need a road for this. Do you need a road for this? Like, if I build this right there, is that gonna... That works. Okay, I think I got them all. I say that, but then I keep seeing a couple more. All right, now we got them all. And we're gonna go ahead and place this classroom in. We're gonna go ahead and grab it. Turn on anarchy, and we're gonna place it with anarchy just so nothing breaks here. Probably place this, yeah, centered like this. Just like that, and we'll get rid of those palm trees out front because they look kind of weird being placed on concrete. Doesn't look very nice. Let's zoom out of that because that's really loud. But there we go. Now we got a couple more classrooms. It makes, the whole campus look a little bit nicer and bigger, and I like that a lot. All right, so over here, I want to grab these extension classrooms, which we left space for. I want to go 1, 2. Do we go 3? I think we will go 3. I'll leave those trees. No, I can't leave those palm trees in there. That's going to bother me an insane amount. And I just wouldn't be able to live with myself. It automatically got rid of those like planters that were there. So this automatically places it on the path, and that's beautiful. For now, I want to focus on farms. I want to move our farms. And I'm kind of stuck in a weird place where I'm thinking either right here for our farmland / rural area, or we move it over here where this kind of already exists. But I'm debating between the two. It's funny how everything's still on fire. It's kind of a rough decision because once I make the decision, I can't really go back on it. I don't want to be moving it you know, 12 times a day or something, just because I'm being indecisive or something, right? So we'll probably just keep this existing infrastructure here. Actually, I say that, but I don't like the placement of it, so I'm not going to keep that there. Let's get rid of this road. All right. Changed my mind a little bit, and we ended up coming kind of on this side instead rather than over here. Made a little bit more sense, and the map had a couple of issues that are like, these fences here are like hard-coded into the map. And I have no idea how to get rid of those, so there's not much else I can do there. What's up with happiness? Why is everybody all of a sudden sad? Everything's in the positives. I'm going to ignore that. I mean, you can tell our money went from, what, $300,000 to almost $800,000. We're pretty far from the main land of the city, like the main city. Well, I guess at the same time, if you have a name for the city, drop it down below. Give me some ideas. And then you have a name for this new rural town we're building over here. Drop those down as well, too. They're going to come in handy as I'm trying to figure out what to name things, so appreciate that in advance. Here is what we're going to do. Now, we have this land, and I kind of divided it up. I kind of try to respect a lot of the trees that were here. A couple of them got destroyed, unfortunately, but did my best to kind of go around the trees, and I think it'll make for some interesting shaped farmland. I don't know if it'll be good, but I think it'll be interesting to say the least. And we're going to start focusing first, right? We're going to focus on one type at first. Now, obviously, none of these numbers are relevant anymore, so what we're going to do, we're actually just going to go down here and just delete these farms now, just so they don't even exist anymore. Yeah, this house can go too. We don't need that house there anymore. So that's completely gone. We'll get rid of this mailbox that's here. And this pretty much got rid of a lot of jobs, which I know is pretty horrible for the economy, but I think it's okay for now. We're going to replace all of this as we go. I'm going to speed up the game here, let everything balance out. And it should be, yeah. So you can already see that we have deficits on everything pretty much because we're not producing anything right now. We're going to start off with probably animals, I think. I think animals will be a good start. And I also want to leave room for some rock collection over here in this area. Not exactly sure. I might put it over this entire like little mountain here. So it looks like a, you know, we're digging into the rock here and we're taking it from there. I'm not exactly sure. I just realized this isn't connected. Let's pull both of those back actually. And then I can do that simple connection here that I want anyway. And we'll just bring it this way. And then I think this will be okay over here. Yeah. We'll bring this way and just connect that there. And then this, I want to connect it back up. So let's bring it through here, connect that up, and that's good to go. All right. We'll probably do rock mining over here. And then we'll keep all the actual, don't want to say actual farms, but like farms over here. So we'll start off with our livestock, like we said. And I think we just start here. Or maybe here. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with this. I think we'll start off here, okay? We'll do a farm there. And we'll do another livestock farm, say here. And then we'll do one more livestock farm. And I say we put this one in here. Now, we're going to split this up. We're even going to have room for like a couple of houses and things like that to pop up. I don't want this on the main road here. I don't even know why this is a 4-lane road. This is already here. I'm going to downgrade this to a regular 2-lane road. And that'll be a little bit nicer. We'll adjust the lining up here in a second, but I don't want a 4-lane road there. There we go. We'll go 2-lane road here. Can we move this road here? No. If we turn off snapping there, it'll go away. Yep, it does. So let's turn off snapping and try to line these up as best we can here. Hopefully that works out. You know what's going to be easier than that? Just getting rid of it and replacing it. If I'm being honest. There's no reason to keep that there. It's all lumpy and weird. Don't know why I just called it lumpy, but you know what I mean. All right, we'll go with something like that. And take that over like that, and that'll be good to go. Do we really not have water and stuff like that over here? Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Fair enough. Weird terrain issue. We're not going to put a farm there because of the weird terrain, but we'll put one like over here, I think, and I don't think it'll be good. Yeah, we'll do a livestock farm here. And that'll be good to go. And this is going to be like the biggest farm in the area, which I probably should have done this correctly instead of doing it that way. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why that does that. I don't know why there's a delete option in here. when it doesn't actually like delete the building. It just deletes the actual like building itself, not the actual zone, I guess, you know? It's like it's still a farm, but it just has no building to it. It's kind of weird. But anyways, all right, a little bit of road. I think we're gonna go super basic. Go up like this a little bit. Yeah, we'll go up like this, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll get our livestock farm. We'll place this there, and then we'll even leave some zoning room. So we can zone in a house here that kind of goes along with the farm. I think that'll be the best way to do this. Let's see. NA housing, can we get a big house, like a big chunker of a house here? I don't want a little house here. I want a big house. I think placing these manually will probably help a little bit better. So we'll go with, how do we filter in here? This in here. I'm going to pause the game there. And then I'm going to lock this house in place. And that'll be the house for this area. I think it'll look great. And then we'll put in some dead decorations around this area and it'll look all right. So I'm actually going to move it a little bit just down here so it kind of matches this. And this is already locked, so that's not going to delete itself. And that'll be good to go. Now, this farm shape is going to be super simple. We're just going to follow pretty much the shell that these roads create for it pretty much by default, right? And we'll turn on anarchy here to allow this. And we'll take this, I think, till about here. Okay. So I want to leave room for the other two farms that we have here, but I want this one to be like the big central, you know, this is like the main farm here, you know? So that's kind of why I want that. All right. I think we'll bring this to here, down to the road. You have to go around the road. If not, it breaks if you're trying to do this with anarchy. And I don't recommend using anarchy for this, for a lot of this stuff, but you can get better stuff. I think that's kind of cool with it. Yeah, we're pretty much going to wrap around the entire house like that, and that'll be good to go. Now, I want to leave a 1 cell gap around the entire thing, which I probably should have done that from the beginning, like that. And this is going to allow for us to decorate a little bit, which is going to be a good thing, especially when we, you know, we want things to look good, and if we don't leave room for decorating, then we're going to regret it later. So we'll leave that like that, and then I think that's good for that farm, okay? Now, I'm totally going to clickbait into this as a realistic rural build. I don't know how realistic it's gonna be at the end of the day. You guys will be the judge of that. But there we go. Couple of animal farms that we can look at. How much animal stuff we're bringing in. We have a surplus of 12.3 tons, which is we're producing a lot of animals. Pretty much what's happening here. A bunch of animal products, which is really good, but it's just an insane amount. All right, I'm not gonna make you watch me build the rest of the farms. We'll meet up after I build all of this. I'm gonna do a speed build while I catch up here, and then we'll move forward with some finishing touches, and we'll be good to go. All right, so see you in a couple of seconds. I honestly didn't realize how long this would take me to do. Took me this took me so long to finish. All right, for you guys it was only probably like a minute or less or something, right? But this took forever. And I actually wasn't expecting for it to take so long, but I guess it kind of just happened. Now, here's what my plan is. Okay, definitely not deleting that road. Deleting that road was not was not my plan there. Let's try that again. Let's can we get this road back in here smoothly without causing any issues? There we go. Just like that. All right. So I want to get rid of all of these trees that are kind of not I guess these like corner trees, right? These trees on the edge here. And I want to line up the edges here with my own kind of vegetation. It's kind of a bit more planned and kind of you'll see. It's gonna be more suited to kind of build a natural border around it with some vegetation. And I think that'll be a cool way to differentiate these farms. Because right now, yeah, they look all right because they're all split up and things like that. But I think they need a little bit more to kind of stand out a bit more. I think it'll be a good way to do this. So we're going to back these trees up slightly just like that. All the way like that. Get the ones that are just super close off of it. Because I'm going to squeeze in a bunch of trees through here and I don't want to, you know, I don't want them to get in my way while I'm doing that. I want it to be an easy process so we don't have to deal with anything else. Hopefully. For the remainder of the episode here. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then that little bush. Okay. Looks like I got everything, I think. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see there, okay? And here's what I want to do for the edge here. I want to put a couple of different trees, and I think I want to go with some pine trees, just to pay some honor to White Pine County. Which is funny, because in White Pine County, we use a lot of oak trees and not many pine trees. So we're going to go with more pine trees here this time around, rather than over there. So we'll see how this looks. I think it'll be okay. Oh, those are a little too close. I think we go with like a spacing of 20 meters. 20 meters might be okay. Is that too close? Nah, I think it's fine. Now, that's obviously not going to work, so we'll go till there, and then we'll just run it all the way through. So the way I'm planning this, right, these pine trees will kind of act as a border between the different types of farms, right? So all the animal farms are right here to my left, and all of the, I think these are vegetable farms, will be here to the right. Now this will be the border for that kind of division. It'll make it like a noticeable division. And in between each of the individual farms, we're going to have, I thought I messed it up for a second. We're going to have a couple, we're going to have a different type of tree in there. And I'm thinking a pine tree, and I think that'll be okay. Because pine trees tend to last year round, and they're going to, like, fall apart in the middle of everything. So I think it'll be okay. This is going to take a little bit of time, but I think it's going to look okay by the time we're done. And then we're going to do a little bit of rural residential planning. And then I think we'll be done for the episode. I know it's a little bit of a weirder episode, but I think it's worth taking the time to do this right, so we don't have to do it again later, or gonna have any regrets that we didn't do this. I'd rather do this towards the beginning of the build than, at the end or something, and have to tear out big chunks of a city or something just to get it done. I think this is gonna be a good way to do this. So we have this, and I think if we go with like a hickory tree, when we do a hickory tree, probably should be careful here, just like that. And this will be our middle tree through all of these. And you can see how this is going to turn out when we're done, right? And very quickly before we go into another little... Oh, that spacing's a little weird. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll do that in the speed build, right? But now that we have that little bit of border, you can see how the edge is going to look. And then I want to show you very quickly what I'm planning for the middle. We'll grab some spruce trees, just like this. And, oh, get my line tool first. And we're going to take the spruce trees all the way through like this, in between each of the individual farms. And that will act as the natural border for that. And I think it's going to look really, really sick when we're done. So another speed build, hopefully the last one for the episode. Because I've already been recording for about 2 hours, and you're probably going to see this in like a 30-minute video or 40-minute video. And yeah, so see you again in a couple of minutes, okay? Okay, another speed build time-lapse thing completed. All right, here's what's next. All right, so I want to finish this off by doing a little bit of a small area for, I guess, housing. I don't want to do anything crazy, right? We're going to keep this super simple, and we're going to just provide a little bit of housing here for other houses that I guess that don't own farms, I guess. That's a way to put that, I guess. And we'll do something like this. And then I think we'll carry off a little bit of dirt like this, like that. And then we'll grab a bit of a roundabout. And can we do... That is dirt. That's perfect. Okay. Nice roundabout like that. Yep, that's going to be perfectly fine. And then we're going to just zone around here pretty nicely. Now, these are going to be slightly bigger houses than what we're used to. At least I'm going to try to. And I'm hoping these come in as bigger lots. Because if they don't, it's going to be kind of annoying. But if we can get like a 3x5, is that going to work? Yes, 3x5 like that. Okay. And we'll get a few just pretty decent lots. Like that. And we'll get rid of some of that zoning up here too. I guess we could have zoning back there too. I don't want this to be dense or anything like that. You can already see how I'm spacing these out. I don't want any density here. It's going to be super, super light on density. I think it's going to be good. Which I guess I could do some of these farmhouses, huh? We'll sprinkle them in, okay? We'll sprinkle a couple of these in because they're pretty large and I like how big they are. We'll go something like that. That'll be fine. Nothing's in a zone there. And then we'll do one more of these maybe here. And then we can sprinkle a couple just like that. One over here. Perfect. And then I want to get rid of some of the zoning on this main road here. Move it onto the roundabout. And we'll do the same thing over here. Hopefully we can get a little bit more zoning over there. I don't think it's going to work because the road bends too much, but I think it's going to be okay. We'll just get a little bit more zoning like that. A couple smaller lots like that. I think it'll be okay. And I think that's okay. We'll do one more here just to fill in that space. It kind of makes me feels a little bit too empty there, but I think that's okay. Now, as that fills up, I'm just gonna go in and just place down a bunch of vegetation here, kind of fill it in and make it feel a bit more spread out. I guess each property will feel just a bit more spread out with a bunch of trees that I put here. I think it'll be okay. So, which with a lot of this vegetation, I feel like some people always overthink how they're placing this stuff down, and honestly, just scatter them everywhere, and it'll look all right when it's done. There's no need to like overthink it. I've seen a couple of different videos of people doing this stuff, and they'll overthink it a lot and things like that. But it's honestly just super simple stuff. Just grab some trees. You see an empty spot, just spam a few here and there, and it'll be good to go. Like, yeah. See, just like that easy stuff. And I never thought I'd be explaining how to make a dense area with trees and things like that, but it's part of the process. These oak trees fill in a lot of space, so don't be afraid to use these. They look kind of massive and kind of scary sometimes, which I don't know how an oak tree would be scary, but if you know what I mean. But you can always just cluster these a lot, and they'll cover a lot of the space that you need covered, and you can just put in some of the different, like the brighter trees in between, and it'll just make it feel a bit more diverse in like the type of tree you're putting in, and I think it just looks a lot better that way too. That way you don't just have, you know, a couple of trees here and there. You have them really nicely scattered, and I think it just looks very, very good as you go. I don't want any palm trees. Now, the reason I don't want any palm trees, right? I'm treating these kind of like how California does these, where palm trees aren't supposed to be there, and they kind of made them appear. So I'm kind of strategically placing them in certain areas where people would be seeing the most. Obviously out here in some farm, no one's going to be seeing these as much. But that's kind of how I'm playing those, where we're shipping in the palm trees to make them feel like they belong. Maybe kind of crazy, but... And I think that's good to go. Now, I've definitely made this more flammable of an area, but I think I think it's going to be okay. And I think it's going to look pretty decent. Now, like I said, I don't want this to be very dense area. So that's kind of why I built this super, super, super thin. Now, I could have probably just extend this out a little bit more, but I think that's okay for now. This isn't completely done, right? I think we'll come back to this here and there just to kind of keep expanding it a little bit. But I think this is going to be okay for now and get us a good start. I think it looks really nice. I was looking at it up from above a bit ago, and I think it turned out actually super, super nice. I'm going to take... Actually, you guys probably saw this before I did. I forgot to put trees over here completely. Probably not forget that. I'll do that here when I finish this episode, which is, you know, right about now. So I think we did a lot of cool stuff, and I'm excited to keep going forward. Let me know what you think about this space. Maybe it looks kind of horrible. Maybe it looks pretty good. I don't know. But that's all I have for now. So thank you so much for joining me. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and yeah, enjoy a brief city tour. Yeah, a brief rural country farm tour. Anyways, bye-bye.